This is the Conservative Desire, December 17th, 2016. I think I'm just like everybody else and I just get disgusted with the last two or three debates. And, I've been going back and forth almost on a daily basis saying I support Trump, I support Cruz. Every day I switch. But I just, for the life of me, I can't understand why. I can understand why Trump does it because that's in his nature. He's kind of an erratic person. We understand that. I don't understand why Cruz and Rubio take this. Well, actually, I can understand Rubio a little bit too because he's caught. He is absolutely caught. But Cruz, why does he take this negative stance? And he doesn't have to do it. I wish Cruz would just say, look, Donald's got great ideas. He would get things done. And he's a conservative, but we got to be a little careful about it. Because one of the big things about this is, I want to talk about, is that this notion that Donald Trump is not a conservative is absolutely wrong. And there's evidence for this. Now, one can argue where he stands in the conservative picture. But I'll tell you this right now. I absolutely, for a fact, know he is more conservative than Jeb Bush. And I would put him in the category of Rubio. He is, but he has singular, really good ideas, and he can get things done. That's the appeal. His nastiness, his personal attacks, that's the part that nope, including myself, I don't like it. But he is a conservative, and I get this mainly from a look at his campaign contributions over the last 12 years. If you go back 12 or 10 years ago, Donald Trump contributed to two classes of people. Half went to Democrats, and half went to liberal Republicans. Big supporter of Arlen Specter when he was a Republican. If you transist 5 or 6 years later, and you look at his campaign contributions, they were almost all to Republicans, and they were not all moderates now. He was interspacing it with some conservatives. But you get to 2010 and 2012, he is contributing 100% to Republicans and all of them conservative. And I point out this one little thing that stood out to me when I was looking at this. In 2014, in the Senate races, Donald Trump contributed to Murdoch, the Senate candidate from Indiana that got brutalized by the establishment Republicans. And Donald Trump, you go check every other campaign person here, he's the one that contributed to Murdoch. That's a big deal. Murdoch was a very, very, very conservative, ultra pro-life candidate, a great candidate, betrayed by the Republican establishment. We can go into all the details of that some other time. But Donald Trump contributed to him. Now, so there can be no question that he's a conservative. This attack by Cruz, saying that he's no longer a conservative, bringing 10 and 20-year-old positions that he held and holding him accountable for them now, is ridiculous. It's wrong. And why he does it, I have no idea. Ted Cruz, I wish I could get a hold of him and personally shake him and tell him, stop this crap. Just treat the issues as issues. You're better than them all on issues. And that's especially true when the Scalia nomination comes up. There's no better person to pick, Republican to pick Supreme Court justices than Ted Cruz. He is significantly better than all the rest, including Trump. Although I give Trump credit for one thing. He named two names for the Supreme Court in that debate. No one else did it. He did, and they were both very good. So, he's at least on his game there. Cruz could have done the same thing. He didn't, although he goes into, in many areas, he goes into extensive talks about what his criteria are, and he does name names, but he didn't do it in the debate. Ted Cruz is running a terrible campaign with his attacks, unnecessary, almost fraudulent attacks on Trump. Trump is a conservative. And I don't think he's as conservative as Cruz. I think he's every bit as reliable and conservative as Rubio is. And then there's the upside that Trump has. He will shake things up, and he has some unique positions on immigration and on foreign policy, where he is the only person willing to consider a rapprochement with Russia and with Putin. And that is, without question, the most sound policy in regard Russia that anyone has talked about at all. And he's fighting against the entrenched neocon, moderate establishment wing of the Republican Party. Trump is a conservative. And I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail. There are two other great lies that are coming out of this. One of them is Rubio. On immigration, there is absolutely no question that Ted Cruz, throughout his entire career, has been better on immigration, more restrictive, fighting amnesty, maybe not perfectly, but 95%. And Rubio has been pro-amnesty. He still is today. And for that's great. Oh, jeez. And for Rubio to make this an issue is in fact a lie. He is lying about this. He's not telling the truth. His attack on Cruz is horrible. Mainstream media let him get away with it. It is not true. It is and Fox News is letting him get away with it. It is absolutely not true. And then Trump's attack on Cruz, this nasty, he's nasty. Look how nasty he is. You're the biggest liar. That is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we all say, well, that's Trump. Trump is Trump. But he is absolutely ridiculous in this attack on Cruz. And we're watching this on the debate. And anybody, the one or two of us, who knows what we're watching, understands the lies when they're lies and lies when they're not lies. This is a spectacle that can haunt the Republican nominee all the way through. Now, some of this is created by the structure of the debates themselves and by the questioners constantly prodding for dispute, prodding for argument. And from the beginning, that has been the case in these debates. And that's true. That's a big part of it, maybe even 30% of the problem. But the biggest problem is the candidates themselves. I'll tell you this, if I was in South Carolina, I think I honestly would vote for the one guy who stands out from all the rest and doesn't get embroiled in this. That one guy is Ben Carson. You know, I think I would vote for him in South Carolina, even though I think Cruz is the best, and I think Trump is more than tolerable. The last debate, this attacking, one of those guys, Trump or Cruz, needs to stop it. And I got a feeling that neither one of them can. So maybe that's what we need. Ben Carson in South Carolina. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time.